Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything in entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lamone, and this is my review for Loki Season 2, Episode 1. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way, shall we? I'm going to need you to leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts of Loki Season 2, Episode 1. And, of course, hit that subscribe button, as that helps me grow into my YouTube career. Now, with all the house clean out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, Loki Season 1, let's talk about that first, just so y'all can understand the context of where I'm coming from. Is this a pillow? It is. And that is that when it was first coming out, and I do believe I did reviews for every episode there for that show as well. If not, I at least did a review for it. And I liked it. I liked the show, but I was not raving it as much as everyone else was. Everyone else was like, this is the best Marvel show ever. And a lot of people very much still do think that way. That was Crash, by the way. And to me, when I first watched it, I was like, yeah, it's fine. I don't really see what was so great about it. And then later on, I rewatched it as like one. Like I binged all 6 hours, all 6 episodes. And it was within that when I was like, oh yeah, this is an amazing show. And it's definitely up there. Not my favorite. WandaVision is still number 1 for me out of all the Disney Plus shows, but this is like way up there. It's definitely on the podium, if you will. So I was excited for season 2 after that, and I was like, okay. I must have been cranky those 6 weeks. It's literally what my thought process was. And and then I hear the reactions coming out about season 2. Oh, it's the most amazing Marvel show. They've done it again with Loki. It blew me away is the main thing that I read throughout the reactions for the people who are able to see it early, which is great. I cannot wait to have that feeling because after episode 1, I am right back to, it's fine. Like, this episode was really fine. So was it good? Yes, it was a good episode. There are a lot of great spots, and I think it really sets up the season very, very well. Like, obviously, the whole time slipping concept is absolutely fascinating to me. Because when season 1 ends and Mobius is talking to, what's her character name? Who had a great arc in the first season, by the way. Where they're talking and, he doesn't know who Loki is. And, there's the Kane statue. Like, oh man, this is crazy. And then he's jumping back and forth between both of them. It took me a minute to realize, he's jumping from the past, the present, and the future. I legit thought there were just multiple TVAs. I legit was just like, oh man, there's so many timelines now that we have to have multiple TVAs and runs run by Kang, and then there's the old one that they just left, and this is just, nope, that was just the TVA at the very, very beginning. It wasn't until when Loki pruned the sculpture, we see the faces of Kang, I was like, oh, that's what that is. He's just going from the past, the present, and the future. And that was just so fascinating to me. It was really, really cool. And the way the stage is set up, and also at the very end where he does see Sylvie, 1, who's calling on the phone, and 2, obviously that's episode 6. That's basically where season 2 is going to end. And Loki is always going to be funny, and there were some very, very funny jokes. I don't really recall any of them right now. I can't remember. There were definitely times where I laughed. There were times where I smiled, and there was times like, we didn't need that. That was just classic Marvel humor. But what was missing for me in this episode, and this is the main thing. Granted, it's episode 1, and yes, you need to have these types of things within the show, especially within a season 2. I just felt no stakes whatsoever when it came to the whole fixing the time slipping of Loki and Mobius. Because 1, they're the heart and soul of the show. Like, even if I didn't see the trailer, because 1, I did see the trailer, I'm like, well, I know they're going to make it because I've seen the trailer. But even if I didn't, like, they were the heart and soul of season 1. Like, they're the 2 main people. You're not going to kill them in episode 1. I mean, the show's called Loki, for crying out loud. Maybe Mobius. But they also said the worst that would happen to Mobius is that he gets burned. I know, like, the suit would get messed up too, and then he could die if he chose to stay out there, but he was heading back. Like, he was gonna make it. The worst case scenario, he was gonna be burned. That was literally the worst case scenario for Mobius. And again, like, no matter what they did, even with moving Loki to the future, I knew he was gonna make it. So the way that they were just setting up, it was just like, okay, this is just padding. Like they're gonna make it. And and look, they did it. Like I just truly did not feel anything. So if you were able to get lost in the moment and just be like, oh man, and just really feel it, I wish I had that experience. I just can't, and that's what hurts this episode the most. Everything else I liked for the most part, besides a couple of jokes. Some of the jokes I was like, okay, all right, I guess Loki got a Loki or Marvel got a Marvel. But those are minor nitpicks compared to that just one moment where I just couldn't get fully invested within the adventure because, again, I just knew they were going to pull it out in the end. I just did. Now, granted, everyone else got 4 episodes. The people who got to see it early got the first 4 episodes, which is most of the show. So that's interesting that we need that much to go, the show really, really clicks. But obviously, this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. We got 6 weeks. And I'm sure I'll be able to fall in love with it by episode 4 because, again, that's where everyone else got to that point. But as of right now, I'm just like, it could also be within the past as well because also they're also really trying to set up Kang being like, oh, he's the one who remains, he's evil, he's coming. And it's also just really hard for me to buy that. It may not be that Kang, but he still lost to Ants. And I'm one of the people who likes Ant-Man Quantumania. I do. I have a good time with Quantumania. You can see it on my review. I'm one of the defenders of it. But he lost to Ants. Like it wasn't even just Ant-Man. He lost to the actual insect. And for that to be the big bad, it's just gonna take a lot to sell me like, oh yeah, no, he's evil. Like he is a worthy successor to Thanos. It's just gonna take me a minute. So it's also that. But I'm sure this show's gonna do it. And it's also crazy that a Disney Plus show feels the most important within the multiverse saga than any of the movies. More than Multiverse of Madness, more than No Way Home, more than Wakanda Forever, more than Guardians Volume 3. Like to the overall arching story that is the multiverse saga, which is phase 4 through 6, a TV show feels more important that we're going to get a lot more information than any of the movies ever did. But yeah, overall, again, is the episode good? Yes, of course it is. But I was just missing a little something for me, like, oh yes, it's great. Man, got some faith back into Marvel. It is all clear skies from here on out. No, it's going to take a couple more for me to really commit to that, to be like, yes, Marvel is back. But what did y'all think of the episode? Comment below, let me know. Let's have a discussion about it. Maybe you feel a completely different way. Like, Zeke, you're thinking about it all wrong. This is how you should be thinking for episode 1, which maybe that is, you know. I am more than open to having a nice discussion, and I can be persuaded if I do think it makes sense. But yeah, just the lack of stakes really hurt me. But yeah, comment below, let me know. Like this video if you did enjoy it, and also hit that subscribe button. That helps me grow to my YouTube career. I will greatly appreciate that. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Marvel Studios.